from one to another, which isn't allowed. So therefore, it's better to say when they take root, and they all take root in the same year, and therefore it would have the same Meiser determination no matter when it's picked. But now Amalei Abaye, he asks Rabbi the following question: why do you have to say that we go Basar Hashrasha in order to prevent us taking Meiser off from one pile to another pile, which is 2 different years? Why don't we just say that we go Basar Lakita, and we still have a way that we could take off Meiser and not run into any problems? Because V'yitzbar Garnal Seichai, we can gather it all together in one big pile, V'nimsa Tarim Chadash Shabai al Chadash Shabai, and Mina Yashin Shabai al Yashin Shabai. And it will turn out that we're taking off new on new and old on old. What does that mean? He should just gather all these kitnias in a big pile, mixing the old and the new, and we're assuming that everything's blended evenly, and therefore when he separates Truma and Meiser, we just say that he took an evenly blended amount of new and old, pottering the old and new in this pile. And how do we know this to be true? Because Milay Tanya, don't we have a brisa that says Rabbi Yossi ben Kefar Amar Mishum Rishim Shazuri? He says the name Rishim Shazuri, Pile HaMitzri. We have this Egyptian bean Shazura Lazara. He planted it in order to be able to eat its seed, and therefore it's considered like its kitnias. Part of it took root before Rosh Hashanah, part of it took root after Rosh Hashanah. Ain Tarminu Maser Mizal Zeh. You're not allowed to take of Trumas and Meisers from one onto another. You're not allowed to take off Meiser on something that's old on new or new on old. So what's he supposed to do? He takes all these different piles of different ones that took root at different times. He makes it into one big pile in the middle of his granary. And it turns out that now when he takes off a big scoop from this pile, it turns out that we have the old that was taken off for the old and the new that was taken off for the new. So why don't we say this over here as well? Why do we have to say that Kitnias goes Basar Hashrasha and therefore they all have the same year of determination for Meiser? Why don't we just say that it goes Basar Lakita? We could all just gather it together in one big pile, mix them all together evenly, and then we're able to say that we have Meiser taken off from the old on old and new on new, and wouldn't have any issues. Amalei Rabbi responded to Abaye, Reb Shimon Shazuri, Karmik, you're talking about Reb Shimon Shazuri, Savar Yesh Bila. He holds to the concept of Bila. Bila literally means blending, meaning when we have dry goods that are being mixed together and blended together, we assume that they're evenly blended and they're evenly mixed. Therefore, when you take off a large scoop from this pile of old and new, we're assuming that you're taking off an even amount of blended new and old together. But for Rabbanan Savri and Bila, they don't hold of Bila. They don't hold that dry goods can evenly be mixed together. They will hold that liquid ingredients such as wine and oil, old and new, will be able to be mixed together evenly. However, they do not hold this by dry ingredients, so therefore you don't have a good question. And now Amar Yisrael Bar Nachmani, Amar Shmuel, so we have this memory in the name of Shmuel, Halacha Rabbi Yossi ben Kefar Sha'ar Mishum Rav Shimon Shazuri. The halacha is like Rav Shimon Shazuri, that we are able to take off Meiser from all these kitnias at the same time. Now Maskal Reb Zera, he asked the following question: Amar Shmuel, Hachi, could Shmuel possibly say that? For Amar Shmuel, he said, L'chol ein Bila, we do not apply the concept of Bila, that these things can be evenly mixed, Chutz mi yain v'shemen, except for wine and oil, since those are liquids. However, when we're dealing with dry goods, we don't apply the concept of Bila, and the only way you could pass like Rav Shimon Shazuri is if you hold of Bila. But now the Gemara answers that Ishtamitze Had Amar Shmuel, Reb Zera had forgotten of another memory that Shmuel taught us, that Hakal Halech Acher Gemar Pri, that when it comes to kitnias, everything follows Gemar Pri. Namely, kitnias don't actually go Basar Hashrasha when they take root, rather they go Basar Gemar Pri once they fully ripen. Therefore, although Shmuel does pass like Reb Shimon Shazuri that these kitnias can all be Meiser together, it's for a different reason altogether. Reb Shimon Shazuri allowed it because he holds a Bila, even blending of produce, even though they're from different years, whereas Shmuel holds that these all fully ripen the same year anyway, and so therefore, of course, they can be Meiser together. And now Yudal and Omar Alpha on the top, the Gemara tells us, Sricha, we need all these three halachas from Shmuel. What did Shmuel say? First of all, he said that we pass like Reb Shimon Shazuri that all these can be Meiser together. Second of all, he said there's no Bila. And third of all, he said that Meiser of Kitnias is determined by Gemar Pri. Why do we need all three of these statements? The Yashmina halachah Reb Shimon Shazuri, if he only said halachas like Reb Shimon Shazuri, Hafamina, I would think Mishum the Kasav Yesh Bila, and that's because Shmuel holds of Bila. Kamash Shmuel, that's why we had to have this other halacha of Shmuel that L'chol ein Bila, we do not hold of Bila when it comes to dry ingredients. And Yashmin L'chol ein Bila, if we only had this member from Shmuel that he does not hold of Bila by dry ingredients, Hafamina Krabanan Svirale, I would think that he holds like the Rabbanan, namely that we are not able to take off Meiser altogether from these kitnias. Kamash Shmuel, and that's why he says halachah Reb Shimon Shazuri, that halachah like Reb Shimon Shazuri, that we could take off Meiser of these kitnias altogether. And Yashmin Hani Tarti, if we only had these two members, Havamina, I would think Kashi the Shmuel, we have a problem with Shmuel on himself, because if he holds Ein Bila, then how could he hold that all these kitnias can be Meiser together? Kamash Shmuel, and that's why we have this third halacha from Shmuel, that Hakal Hoylech Hacha Gemar Pri, everything follows Gemar Pri, and that's how we're able to take off Meiser of these kitnias altogether. And Yashmin Hakal Hoylech Hacha Gemar Pri, if we only had this member that everything goes after Gemar Pri, and that's when its year of determination of Meiser is, Havamina, I would think Hafil Tuvu of Zaysim Nami, that also applies to grain, grapes, and olives. Kamash Shmuel, and that's how we say halacha Reb Shimon Shazuri. The halacha is like Reb Shimon Shazuri, but only b'mai depalig, in where he argues with the Rabbanan specifically with kitnias, but not with all the other things. All the other things we pass like the Rabbanan, specifically with Tvu and Zaysim, we say it has to do with a shlish and not with Gemar Pri. Now the Gemara asks, Shamin and Hani Tarti l'chol in Bila lamali. Why don't we just say these two and we don't have to mention Ein Bila? Namely, we should say the halachas like Reb Shimon Shazuri and the kitnias we follow Gemar Mayar Pri, and automatically we're going to know Ein Bila. So why is the Shmuel has to speak out Ein Bila? So we answer Hakamash Shmuel, and the Chiddush is that we say Ein Bila only over here by dry ingredients, by dry goods, but the Yayin V'Shemen, Yesh Bila, when we're talking about Yayin and Shemen, those are liquids, then we do apply Bila. And that's why we need all three statements of Shmuel. We're going to stop here for the day. Everyone should have a wonderful day.